Hey everyone, Miss
Hello.
Monica here for a monthly
Yep.
session, and we don't know where this is going to go, so let's just go have a play.
Yep. And you're going to all find out.
Exactly, we'll all find out at the same time, and at some stage I'm going to pause for a sec because I've got someone picking something up, so. Okay. Let's just go ask the body. What would you like?
I want all this weight off in, 11 days?
Okay, so, okay.
I'm leaving a bit late.
Okay. Let's go have a squiz. So where do we need to start? Do we need to start with adrenal, survival, deep survival, hidden deep survival, celestial circuit? Nope. Do we need to go into the immune system? Yes and why? Yes and why? Okay, so something within the immune system. So are we looking at specific types of toxins? Yes, we are. Are we looking at emotional neurotransmitters? Yes, we are. Are we looking at parasites? No. Bacteria? No. Plant toxins? Yes. Water toxins? Yes. Okay, so food additives? Yes. Okay, so a little bit of everything. So we're after the hierarchy of importance for this body to return to the natural, beautiful, perfect weight you can be.
Yes.
Okay, so where do we need to start? So let's go have a squiz. So not individual foods, but individual groups of foods.
Mm-hmm.
So are these things that Monica's eating at the moment? No. Are they things that Monica is releasing at the moment? Potentially. Okay. So.
Or what Monica wants.
Yeah, right. And
cheeses. I could eat cheese, but I won't. I had feta cheese.
Because you're on HCG.
But yeah. On the weekend, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm craving cheese.
Which, funnily enough, is okay in the keto diet. It's okay in the carnivore diet. It's okay in lacto-ovo-vegetarian diet, but not for HCG.
That's right.
Man, feta cheese is good.
Yeah.
Cheese. Yep, I could eat it all day. Okay, so let's go have a look. So where do we need to start? Do we need to start with something like oxalates or nightshades or salicylates or histamines? Or Deuteronium. I'm saying that wrong, but it's the one that's like Deuteronomy from the Bible.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's check that little guy that's on the periodic table. And hold.
Yep.
Hold. Hello.
You found it.
Doesn't like that. So we're supposed to have it in the spinal cord. We're supposed to have it in joints.
Right.
And it strengthens a lot of our blood vessels. But when we get a build-up of it, it can build up into our mitochondria and mess with our ability to create energy.
Okay.
What day were you feeling a bit blah and just
Monday.
toddled yourself back to bed?
And it could have been a lot to do with laziness too.
No, nothing. You work pretty hard, so there's nothing wrong with being lazy occasionally to recoup.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I said to the bounce lady today, I said, I went back to bed on Monday. And she says, you do a lot. And I think I still got 16,000 steps, so.
So think about when we have a lot of stuff that we get addicted to and eat, they're high in that particular substance.
Okay.
So things like, remember in the old days, when you bought peanut paste, actually I don't know whether you remember, but I remember. So what they would say is that it would have hydrogenated oil in it.
Yes.
Now, when they hydrogenate oil, the part of the reason why it's carcinogenic is because they're heating it with copper. So there's hydrogen and copper, but the hydrogen is high in whatever this substance is that I can't say, the deuterium or whatever.
Yeah.
And that substance is really high in seed oils.
Oh,
So, you know,
okay.
things like corn oil and soy oil, you know, just all those peanut oil and all those oils that we see in the supermarket shelves that are cheap as chips.
Yeah.
They're really high in seed oils.
Okay.
Seed oils, and I can't remember, but it's something like 200 parts per million. So it's one of the highest things that that is high in this deuterium or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And the more we build it up, we start messing with our body's ability to get fluid into the areas where they're supposed to be, and it messes with our ability for our mitochondria to make energy.
Okay, that makes sense. I refuse to buy peanut butter powder.
Oh, so can I, absolutely.
I can eat one spoonful.
I
Isn't
love
that
nothing
disgusting?
better than opening, you know, no, and Kraft is the best, and it's the one with the highest, the worst ingredients. It says hydrogenated oils on there. So it's like jumping up and down saying, pick me, build up my deuterium or whatever it's called. And then funnily enough with, say, collagen supplements, there's much more, because it makes joints stronger. So when we're getting collagen out of animals, if we've got beef collagen, it's much more, it's concentrated deuterium, whereas fish, because fish are floating in water, they don't need as much deuterium, so it doesn't build up in fish. So we're better off having marine collagen than beef collagen.
Oh, okay.
And the first good collagen, so now I've got to check out the sources of a couple of my collagen supplements.
Okay.
Okay, then we're going to go have a play with some FODMAPs.
Okay.
So FODMAPs are fermentable sugars that's in a lot of our foods.
Okay.
And again, because they are sweet, quite often they feed bacteria and parasites, and they make us addicted to those things.
That's right. Well, there was cake on the weekend, so.
Let them eat cake. So in relation to FODMAPs. Hold. 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 Yeah. So they're things like fructose and lactose, fructans, galactans, and polyols.
Okay.
Yeah, so again, it's mainly a problem if we're feeding, you know, bacteria and parasites and things, because as soon as they get a little munch of them, they want you to eat more, so they release enzymes to make you addicted. Cheeky little buggers. Excuse me one sec. Hello. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. See ya. So let's go see which FODMAPs they are, because it's not all of them. It's never all of them. So let's check fructose. Now the fun thing about sugar is that sugar is generally 50% fructose and 50% sucrose.
Okay. Yep.
So this is fructose, so it's not only in fruit, but then it's really high in fruit juices and things like that, because it's just, they're really not good for us.
The only thing I have really is mineral water or plain water. Or lots of coffee.
Yeah. And again, you know, it's sort of interesting the more you look into stuff. You know, vitamin D is made out of cholesterol. So, you know, vitamin D is linked to just about every health disease known to man.
Yeah.
And when we're on cholesterol drugs, we're messing with our ability for our body to make vitamin D. It's because it's actually a hormone, not a vitamin.
Yeah.
But every single cell in our body has the ability to manufacture vitamin D. But so many people our age are on cholesterol drugs, or we're not getting enough sunshine, or we're lathering ourselves with sunscreen, so we're blocking our... No, me neither. Haven't worn it for 30 years.
I must admit, I don't really burn either. Like my face might go a tiny bit pinky colour, but wake up the next morning, there's nothing wrong with it.
Let's check lactose.
That's better.
That's very good. Let's check our fructans. Yeah, so there's 5 major FODMAPs.
Okay.
No, fructans is okay. Let's check the lactans. Oh.
Yeah.
Negatory Batman. So galactans, they are to do with yeah, they're the things like lentils and chickpeas and that sort of things.
Yeah.
So a lot of those things are high in galactans.
That's some lentil chips the other day.
Some what?
Lentil chips the
Oh
other
yeah.
day. All that stuff's out of the house now, so I should be 100% better.
For your consolidation, I found some recipes today that are carnivore desserts.
Oh, okay.
So there's which basically means no plants.
Yeah.
But there's a ice cream that basically just has, eggs and cream and stevia and vanilla and...
Oh, okay.
And then there's a carnivore, there's waffles.
Oh.
And there's, so there's a few things in there that
Oh, okay.
I just had a look and I thought, they sound tasty.
Yeah. Ice cream, you've got me.
Cheesecake, of course.
Oh, okay.
Because what's in cheesecake?
Yeah.
Eggs and cream. So if we leave off the base,
Yeah.
and we make something that's, delicious for that touch of the sweet, then we're more likely to stick to our diet rather than go out and
that's right.
be naughty.
If you buy a cheesecake with the crust on it, you're not going to throw it away.
No. Unless it's got coconut in, then they can have it.
Oh, okay. I see, I love coconut.
So then the last one is polyols. So let's go check polyols. So you seem to be with FODMAPs a fructose and galactans girl. Okay.
Okay.
As well as the Deuteronomy. Haha, deuterium girl. So let's go. Is there another one? So something like histamines or nightshades or oxalates or salicylates or amines. Something else to do with the diet. Do we need to ask the body about recognizing some of these food toxins? Do we need the body to ask the body to recognize releasing some of these releasing them? Okay. I release any and all plant toxins from my body. I easily eliminate any and all plant toxins from my body. Okay. All right, so the stomach, hold up for me. Hold up for me. Nope.
Forget that.
Yep, so your stomach's going, how? What do you mean? So the stomach needs to be making good levels of hydrochloric acid with our current food so that we break it down.
Okay.
So that's the sort of thing where we do the Celtic salt before a meal, Make sure we're trying to, especially when we're trying to get the weight off, we want to have our water or liquid about half an hour away from food.
Okay.
Is optimal if you're having plenty of the redox signaling molecules, at least, and if you're going, say, a big dose like half a bottle a day or quarter of a bottle a day, then, just make yourself a nice cup in the morning, drink it down, wait 10 minutes. I know you can wait half an hour, but 10 minutes is fine.
Yeah.
Allow those to whiz into your cells. Or even better, do it before you gym, do it before you walk.
That's what I did before I went to Aqua this morning.
Yeah, nice. Small intestines is showing up next, so we use the quadriceps to test for that and hold up nice and strong. Okay.
Yep.
Hold up nice and strong. Okay. Yeah, so your small intestine, you can imagine, because it's so involved in everything we haven't broken down in our stomach, goes through to the small intestine to be broken down.
This is a reset, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, messing with your digestive valves. So that means that sometimes when we're releasing toxins out into the bloodstream, they're in there and the body just wants to get them through as quickly as possible. So, you know, occasionally we'll have a bit of diarrhea or something. When we're detoxing, that's just the body opening up the valves and saying, okay, out you come. Seeing it as a poison.
Yeah.
Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And one more time, breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Okay, so other organs we need to help to eliminate stuff. So far needing to pick up your stomach energy, wake up your small intestine energy, and here's the liver.
Oh, okay.
And hold, I'm going back. Hold up, I'm going down. Okay. So something about detoxing is messing with your hormones. Hormones are everything.
Yeah.
So, okay, hold, I'm going back. Hold up, I'm going down. Yeah, right, so just the hormones. Interesting. But what are hormones?
Yeah.
You know, so adrenaline and dopamine and feel-good hormones and stress hormones and energy hormone, you know, all sorts of things.
Would that be why I'm more craving food at the moment?
Yeah. Well, you know, because I've done...
food.
Yeah. And I've been doing some videos with David to talk through things like ADHD and cravings and dopamine and all sorts of things. And I wouldn't have thought of you as ADHD, would you?
Oh, I think I could be.
You maybe will. So what the studies show is that when we are ADHD, you need double the food to get half the dopamine reward. So in other words, when we've got a craving...
I reckon maybe more autism than, you know, a touch of autism. Or
Yeah,
something
right.
Like that.
You're a spectrum baby.
Yeah, I reckon yeah.
I was listening to a podcast earlier on, they were talking about the purple spectrum.
Oh, okay.
They said, welcome to anyone on the purple spectrum. And I thought, oh, purple spectrum, that's me.
Purple.
Hold up. Yeah, well, certainly with any of those, you know, if it comes from, because autism is often linked in with toxicity at some stage during the neural process of, you know, brain development. And because your mum would have been stressed when she was pregnant with you, that can affect the way that the brain develops. And all of the stuff that we do as adults, like, well, even stuff like, you know, the Mojo reflex and the Wim Hof breathing and vagal nerve activation and stuff like that can sort of support all of that.
Okay. I'm not that for ages.
Well, yesterday I said I would make a new Mojo reflex exercise and I never got around to it, so maybe when I finish tonight I might have 10 minutes to do that. Since I'm wearing pants.
Yes.
Today would be the day to do it.
Yes. They're really nice, actually.
Oh, thank you.
Purple
Okay.
pockets.
Yeah. So where do we go next? So anything else with the organs? So these are all the organs that are struggling eliminating food toxins from your body, and there's a few of them.
Yeah.
Kidneys has just shown up.
Okay.
So, okay. Hold up for me. That one's good. Hold up for me. Negatory Batman. And hold. No. And hold. And hold. Right. and hold. Right. So the one's doing all of the job is the little short pectineus muscle, which is a little tiny muscle at the top of the adductors. The big muscles that support the connection from here inside your lower back. So when you see Sean, he'll probably do some work to make them be activated again. But let's go wake them up, shall we?
Yeah.
Do you feel like your pelvis is tilting at the moment? How's your lower back been?
Lower back's okay, but it's more in the hips.
Similar thing. Yeah. No, they're also.
Like I don't get pain in the thing, but you know, just doing some of the exercises where you've got to use your hips. You know.
Do your hips ache when you're sleeping?
No.
Okay.
It's only when I'm using them.
I think my next level of building up knowledge is, you know, because we've got a few herbs that we know are high in oxalates, like things like turmeric and withania, and then of course there's herbs that are high in nightshades, like goji berries, and so I think my next level is now finding out, you know, what herbs have all sorts of things in, because so many people, our guts just aren't working very well these days, because we've just got such a bastardized food and air and water supply that we're going to be messing with our microbiome. So dealing with all these things individually, just not that easy. Well, your legs, interestingly, are in, from an amygdala perspective, in the escape, submission, freeze round.
Oh, okay.
Let's run away. I don't want to diet. I don't want to pay attention to it. I can do what I want.
When the day comes and I'll say, I should have done something about it.
Hard. Has your butterfly been showing more?
Yes. He was out the back there before. He loves his clothes.
Good.
We could just come and circle a car. I pull up and we'll just circle a car.
Interesting. Now, because we've got so many organs online, I just want to make sure that there's no other amygdala. So we've got these normal 5 amygdala points, you know, the rage and anger and those little guys, but let's make sure that there's not others, because there's another bunch of them that I taught in Pracky Excellence on Monday morning.
Oh, right.
And they were like, oh, there's 24 points. Okay. I go, how much fun is this? Oh, well, that's sort of interesting. So there's like a, and this won't sound like it's you, and don't stress about that, because it's, and who knows what you were like as a kid as well.
Yeah.
So this is a part of the amygdala that controls movement, but it can also be about obsessive behaviors. It can be about, it can be on the autism, you know, the lovely spectrum, but it can be about the Gestalt brain saying, you know, so sort of like humming along to a tune or tapping away, you know, when we're trying to pay attention. So it's any of those sort of things where we do something obsessively.
Yeah.
It's like you and your mowing, you know.
Yes.
You like your little straight lines,
Yep.
all perfectly in a row. But
they
they
look nice at the end.
Yes, they can be, like as a kid. These kids can be headbangers, or you know, rocking their cots, or they just get some sort of movement going that keeps their brain feeling relaxed.
Okay.
Anyway, that's the first extra one that's shown up. There might not be any others. Let's just go make sure. Oh, interesting. Now, once again, this doesn't sound like you, and because it doesn't sound like you, I suspect it's an old pattern. So the next one. Okay. The next one's to do with curiosity. So it's the natural desire stimulated by the seeking system. So You know, some people have no interest in learning anything. You're always learning new stuff.
That's right.
And maybe your eyes are glazing over when we talk, but it feels like you're taking in some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you get me on Wednesdays and Fridays, you know, so I tend to have learned a bit each week by the time I see you. And you're my safe space.
Oh.
I can tell you anything without
you.
feeling so crazy.
Same here.
Well, it's a bit of a weird time on the planet, and I'm learning all sorts of weird stuff. That's better. But this one can also be, you know, those days when we've just got a lack of motivation, so the curiosity can calm down and we just don't want to go out there into the world. So it can be that imploding of our little personalities.
I like investigating things too.
Yeah.
Like with work and stuff like that, you know.
Yep.
And most of my jobs have been that type of work. So.
Nice. Okay, so there were only 2 extra points for the amygdala. Okay, where do we need to go next? Okay, so is there any more plant toxins or food toxins we need to explore? There is something. So is it any of the big groups? No, so it's not oxalates or histamines or salicylates or amines or nightshades or deuteronium or no. Okay, so individual things. Well, what about things like sugars or glucose? Okay, so glucose, so we need to balance it specifically. Okay, so even though it's in a lot of stuff, it's high in the deuteronium, it's high, it'll mess with your FODMAPs. We'll just balance your body to glucose individually. And of course, these days, you know, in a lot of snack foods, there's that high fructose corn syrup, which is 1.2 times sweeter than sugar. And of course, it's GMO, and, you know, there's just also everything genetically modified as a high deuteronium or whatever it's called. So that was sort of interesting to have it on the list, and it's because of the processing they do. Pretty much most seeds, most grains, and you can imagine, so it takes a lot of junk food out of the diet when you start thinking about those things, doesn't it?
You can't have any sort of snack without heaps of other ingredients in it.
And that's why, well, on HCG it's not so easy, although Jaya, she's actually got a book. I don't know how much it costs, but she's got a book full of keto HCG recipes, including desserts.
Oh, okay.
With which parts of it. So get on to Jaya and ask her about that.
Okay.
I can't remember whether she charges $10 for them or something like that. But, you know, she put a lot of effort into them, and for a couple of years she was running live demos on Facebook.
Okay.
As you can imagine, COVID pretty much destroyed her business, you know, so. So, there's an idea for you.
Okay.
Okay. So glucose. What about things high in, say, pesticides or herbicides or colorings? Okay. So colorings. You know, and a lot of colorings, of course, come, you know, they can be totally synthetic. So they're just like, you know, the usual stuff that we try to avoid, like plastics, and they're endocrine disruptors. So so basically pesticides, herbicides, colorings, and things like that, so the additives in foods, they basically will block our cell receptors for your feel-good hormones.
Oh, okay.
So occasionally there's going to be an overload and your body's going to, you know...
I don't feel good about anything now.
Yeah, throw a hissy fit.
Good for so long,
Yeah.
you know, and like getting to the fasting. I've been trying to get into fasting all week.
But you don't need to.
Good today.
You don't need to, though. You can just do your 2 meals a day on HCG.
Yeah.
So don't pick on yourself if you don't do it.
Yeah, that's true.
You go, oh well, I'll have this meal instead. You know how to do it.
Yeah.
No, it makes me wonder whether tinned food might be high in this deuteranium as well. I don't know. I still am. There's a guy called.
Tin stuff at all.
Yeah, okay. Oh no, I was thinking, an easy HCG meal, on the run that is not great, but at least it fits the calorie component. Is tin of asparagus, tin of low fat, like tuna in spring water, and an apple. Done. Easy.
I think tuna would be the only thing I have in a tin.
Yeah, right.
That's a pretty veggie shop, I like. Not for fruit, either.
Now, interesting, like before, Parasites was not showing up.
Mm.
And again, Parasites love an environment where everything's out of whack. So all of these because it's, it's been stuff that, like the fruits and glucose and the deuteranium and stuff. But so Parasites did not show up earlier on because I asked, so let's just ask about parasites and parasitic hormones. And again, when we have that overload, and we did run your scan before, there were a few parasites in there actually.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it's full moon. Is it full moon? It's pretty bloody close.
Yeah, I think so.
So of course they love it. They thrive at the full moon.
It's been raining, so how can you see a moon?
What a stupid day today. I woke up this morning and looked out my bedroom window. It's perfectly blue sky until you see that little bit of cloud, in the distance. By the time I was in my, science group, an hour into that, totally cloudy.
Yeah.
Another hour into the science group, I thought, well, I'm going to go for a walk and get some exercise. By that stage, half of the sky was perfectly blue. The other half was full of the shit in the sky. And then by the time I got home, the entire sky was full again. And I thought, well...
It was blue sky when I was at Aqua. That was 6 o'clock this morning.
Let us have our sunshine and blue skies. One of the things that she did say was now what did she say? This PhD talking about the deuteranium. She said, anywhere outside, regardless of whether it's cloudy or sunny or night or day, all releases good infrared energy that helps to structure the water in our body so that our cells can be more hydrated.
Just by being outside?
Just by being outside.
Okay.
So everything about our artificial environments, which is no surprise, and I know you spend loads of time out, so maybe it's why you're addicted to being outside.
This week I've been fairly bit inside. I shouldn't go back to bed.
Can you feel the difference?
Yeah, because this week is just, like, I can't say I'm depressed, I can't say I don't know, I just don't know what's wrong with me this week.
Yeah. So the parasites, they can eat your neurotransmitters, so they can make you feel like shit, so they can eat your dopamine and serotonin and all sorts of stuff.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff. And the parasites are blowing your base chakra.
Oh, okay.
So, and now that I think about that full moon, that might explain Teddy's mood yesterday afternoon, the little turd.
I forgot to go to meditation last night.
Interesting.
7 o'clock I said, it started at 6:30. Oh well.
Base chakras in third stage stress. That's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, so any outdoor stuff.
See, it's getting back to the stage where I can walk just about any time of the day too.
Yeah,
See,
right.
Whereas when it's really hot, I can only walk.
If you rewatch this at some stage, ask me to put in the description about that video I've been watching about the deuteranium and stuff.
Okay.
Then it can be there and match up.
Mhm.
Because man, like the water thing.
Yeah.
Like how much do we need to know about water?
Yeah.
Apparently a lot. Yeah, and there's like a someone called I think his name was, sounded like Dr. Lazarus. Is it Lazarus in the Bible?
Yeah.
So, Deuteronomy and Lazarus. Anyway, so there was a Dr. Lazarus who's been studying this deuteranium for 30 years, and he's actually measured the amount of this stuff that's in all different foods.
Okay.
And once again, there's symptoms when people have got like an overload of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought of someone else who might like that video. And the problem for vegetarians and vegans is that, unfortunately, the carnivore diet or the high-fat diet is really the fattier the food, so things like eggs and cheese and stuff like that, once again, not on HCG, but they produce or release a lot of they allow the body to release a lot of ATP. So ATP is our energy molecule.
Okay.
So, you know, everyone believes that we need sugar and carbs for energy.
Yeah.
That's not actually what the mitochondria, it's not what the mitochondria do.
Yeah.
So it's, once again, it's one of those lies that's been taught to us because the big agriculture, big business want to sell us their grains, genetically modify them, make us fat, give us diabetes and heart disease and obesity, and then we blame it all on the meat.
Yeah. Well, talking about...
Once again, totally different if people are doing it for spiritual reasons. That I totally understand.
Yeah. Like the banana, though, got a GMO in it.
And they will.
Come on.
It's probably already GMO.
It's apparently there is one out there that's GMO. And they reckon that the Cavendish will stay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can't trust them.
How can you tell? One doesn't have GMO on it.
I think the law in Australia is still that if something says organic, then it can't be GMO. I think.
Okay.
But it's not the case in America. They changed the law. One of my friends, Troy, was telling me that, and I don't know whether this is all of America or only in some states, but if someone's buying organic meat, they only have to be fed organic feed for 6 weeks or 8 weeks before or something. So they can be fed anything for the rest of their diet.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it comes to saying it's organic, they only have to do it for 6 or 8 weeks. It's all very naughty, isn't it?
I know.
My little base chakra took a little bit of time to get it up and running again. It was like, feed me. Nice, beautiful. Okay. I easily eliminate toxins from my fat tissue. I easily eliminate toxins from my body.
Did you do that?
Because when you know, and if you're hungry when you're trying to fast, sometimes that can be things like, you know, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth or parasites, because they need that sweet acidic environment. So they don't want you fasting because then they're starving. Yeah, right. The despondency is showing up in your frontal cortex, or the lack of dopamine, you know. So sadness, despondency, depression. Let's just and hold out.
Yeah.
Okay. So where did we start this little pattern? So current to 60 to 55 to 50 to 45 to 40 to 35 to 30 to 25 to 20 to 15 to 10 to 5 to 0 in utero. This is not you, darling. This one's, okay, is it your dad? Is it your mum? Is it both? It's your mum. Okay. This is more your mum. So we're in a little survival pattern that was set up in the womb.
Okay.
But what it did with you is messed with your 10th chakra. Hold that there for a sec, hon. So your 10th chakra, oh, okay. So it connects to, it's a karmic cross-reference, and it references to past lives, which can be up in that genetic. Tell me about your grandma again.
Oh, she was lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her and I got on so well.
Yeah.
I looked after her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was her hubby like?
Don't know, I never knew him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did your mum ever say anything?
Apparently they used to always wait for him to come home, and they'd be out the gate and
Yeah, okay,
stuff like
good,
that.
good.
Yeah, so
Oh, that's cool. And your dad was okay before he went to war, wasn't
yeah,
he?
apparently it was wonderful.
And once again, you know, one of the videos David and I did this week was the difference between anxiety and PTSD, which is really interesting because every man and his dog diagnoses everything as anxiety.
Mm.
But apparently in the DSM-5, PTSD is when the anxiety is because of an external stressor. So in other words, it's not just happening inside your body, it's happening because of an accident, or because of a bad relationship, or because of a medical procedure gone wrong, or because, you know, so if there's something external that's caused the anxiety, then according to the literature, that's PTSD.
Okay.
And the difference is that when it's, you know, if it's anxiety, then it may be that, you know, chemical imbalance that really means nutritional, you know, nutritional imbalance, because everything's made from nutrients. It's all our feel-good hormones. Whereas if it's the PTSD, that's when all that bit, you know, like it can help with anxiety as well. But that's when doing the visualization, the Wim Hof breathings, the, you know, the holistic counselling, the sort of talking through the old stuff so that we get a resolution for it, rather than being told we're just, you know, crazy and go take these drugs and everything will be fixed.
We don't take drugs. Even the other day when I had the headache, I never took Panadol or anything.
Did you have some inflavanoids or something at home?
I do have them, but no, I didn't go for that.
Well, having a snooze worked, didn't it?
It did. I think it was about 2.5 hours too, so no, it wasn't sort of half an hour. And
yeah,
I was back
interesting.
up.
Oh, beautiful.
I was up and alive by the afternoon. Then I slept a fair bit of the night.
Right, interesting. So lack of motivation due to internal negativity is showing up, as well as the low dopamine because of just feeling a bit blah. And again, don't forget the little parasites showed up.
Yeah.
And they might have been eating your neurotransmitters in there.
Oh, it just ran away.
Yeah, cheeky guys.
Yeah.
And hot.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Linked in with a little, okay, so internalized, externalized. A bit of frustration with someone.
No, it's frustration with the bank yesterday.
Yeah, it's showing up externalized.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be annoying.
I think that's why I didn't go to meditation, because I was just so. Then I came home and I did Teddy's.
Yeah.
Took them all in this morning. I think there was 30 of them.
And where do they go?
They go off into Red Cross, and then when there's a fires, floods, or whatever, they're given out to people, and sick kids and stuff like that.
So this one, so we're in the reticular activating system, and this time there's the low serotonin. Which then, okay. Yeah, which makes you focus on what you're missing out on.
Okay.
Yeah. So making you want to focus on the food, or focus on the naughty, or focus on the, you know, sleeping in bed, or, you know, having a day off, chillaxing.
How dare me have a day
How
off.
dare you? Exactly.
Rest of the week I've been really, I've been good.
Mm. Well, I'm not doing kinesiology foundations online in the morning. I thought, well, it's Anzac Day.
That's right, yeah.
I think,
Gotta have a day off, Tom.
I had a day off. A long weekend coming up next weekend.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Is that Labor Day?
Yeah, Labor Day.
For all the women out there who have been through labour.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's when I'm going to have all this weight off, on that Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if I don't, I don't.
Just kick it into action, you know. You can do it.
Yeah.
I was seeing how much redox molecules I've got up there. I better get 2 out there, put 1 inside and 1 upstairs.
Mm.
So where else? Oh, auditory integration point. Okay. So is this to do with self-talk? Self-negative talk? Of course it is. Other people's? No, self. Okay. So when you're feeling a bit low, when your parasites are biting, there's a whole bunch of negative internal self-talk going on. And it is funny, isn't it? Because you and I are exactly the same. If we have time off, we call ourselves lazy.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
And yet, other people can just take time off whenever they like.
Yeah. Interesting, and that's messing with your kidney energy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an old pain and punishment. So kidney energy is about it's a fear and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So did you get in trouble as a kid if you weren't doing something all the time?
Yeah, even when I was working.
Right, okay, so when you're working, yeah.
Mm.
So, you know, there's that inbuilt little, you know, sort of inside our brain going, must be working, must be working, must be working. And I've still got it from when, you know, because it took a long time for my business to be up and running. And then when we built the big clinics, you know, I made no money for like 8 years. It was sort of like, you know, because I was paying $400,000 to $600,000 out for staff and stock and, you know, paying off the premises and all sorts of things.
Mm.
So it took a long time for me to make any money, and so I always felt guilt because, you know, because Jason was working and I wasn't.
Yeah,
Not that I
that's
wasn't,
right.
but I wasn't making any money.
That's
So it's a different thing.
Yep.
And a lot of small business owners totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, that was the auditory integration points. Yeah, and hold. Beautiful. Excellent day.
Getting there.
Yeah. Okay. I eliminate toxins easily from my body. I easily eliminate toxins from my cells. Okay. 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 So, oh God, how beautiful. Organ, gland, hormone, blood. So I said, is it the blood or is it the lymph? But it's the lymph. So I need to wake up a bunch of your little lymphatic sort of areas. Actually, is it okay if I use the massager, you know, to stimulate it?
Yep. Yeah, haven't been using that either.
Well, don't forget it stimulates the lymph.
Yeah.
So it's just really nice for stimulating the toxins, moving them out of the body. For fat tissue,
Yeah.
you know, it stimulates the metabolism of it.
Yeah. We know you do use it, we use it around the stomach.
Yeah, nice. When do you have another massage with Renergy?
Hopefully Monday.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't know what's happening there.
I was surprised with one of my clients the other day. She was talking about getting a weight loss, you know, one of those surgeries done where they chop out, you know, a whole bunch of the stomach. And, but she's young enough to realise what a big commitment it is and how sometimes it doesn't actually fix anything if you don't, because the idea is to make your stomach smaller so you eat less. Have you known people that it's worked really well for?
Not
Or do-
really,
yeah.
Because they find ways around it.
Yeah.
Like one was, she lost heaps of weight and she looked really lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And then she realised that you could have chocolate by melting it and eating it in a straw.
Yeah, right.
So chocolate wasn't something that was eliminated.
Yeah.
The other ladies put back 15 kilos. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking, well, I've done it all myself. Okay, I might have put back 15, but I know I can get it off without.
Yeah.
It's a fortune too.
Yeah, and yeah. Well, I was surprised because after the government support, it's only going to cost her $1,000 to $3,000, which didn't seem that bad to me. But she doesn't seem to have most of the problems because she hardly eats anything. She's like you; she can easily do 1 to 3 day fasts.
Yeah.
And her gut feels better when she's not doing that.
Yeah.
You know, so she can. So we're going to kick her into HCG and you know get off 10, 15 kilos and.
Yeah.
And then do.
And really, if we do it properly, it works.
Yeah.
It's when you don't.
Actually, you didn't know our mutual friend when she went to the Wesley Hospital and she did like a 2-week stint for weight loss. And I don't know what tests they're talking about, but they provided all the food. You were literally locked in so that you couldn't get in excess food because they just assumed everyone who's a foodie, you know, is going to crave stuff. But of course, she can not eat because of all sorts of stuff. But not only did she not lose any weight during the 2 weeks, they did a whole bunch of bloods and, you know, exercise physios and all sorts of things. She was doing more exercise than anyone had ever suggested. She was but nothing would shift that weight because her stress was so high. And they pretty much admitted that you don't have a metabolism. Yeah. And then if you imagine, you know, like with like chronic PTSD, which she would definitely have, you know, why would your cells want to be here if you've got all this trauma going on in your life? So your cells can be shutting down unless you sort out the trauma.
Yeah.
Which is an awful thing.
But we have to try and sort it out. You can't just.
Well, otherwise we come back next time to sort it out.
Like I do those action for happiness. You know, all different things come up. I've missed the last couple because it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Going to Anzac Day tomorrow?
Yes.
Whereabouts?
Just been like, I'm thinking about going to the Dawn and walking in.
Yep.
So, taking my girl with me. And
Sure.
once I take some treats, she'll just sit there.
Yeah, right. Oh, walking. That could be our morning walk. Be easier than parking, actually.
Yeah.
Huh. There's an idea.
starts at 5:30, so I have to get up as soon as the alarm goes off.
We've got a 4:15 and a 5 o'clock here, and then an 8.
Oh, okay.
So,
Then we've got the march at 10. So.
no, we definitely need to support those guys. You know, they're being here in Australia, you know. What was it, Victoria and South Australia that tried to make it so that they're not allowed to have their Anzac days? They got
That's what they were talking on the radio this morning when I was coming across here.
Yeah.
How, you know, how they've mucked up Australia Day and all that.
Yeah.
Well, now they want to muck
Oh,
up
yeah.
Anzac Day.
Absolutely. Yep.
Those people fought for us
Yeah.
to get what we have got today.
No, there's just no respect. I easily eliminate toxins from my body. I easily eliminate toxins from my fat cells. I easily eliminate toxins that are removing my motivation.
Well, weight might come through tomorrow. That's why I haven't sent you a message last 2 days.
Yeah, right. That's funny. I did have that thought last night. I thought, I haven't heard from Monica. Then I thought, well, I haven't shared mine either. We had a very good time at James Taylor the other night.
Ah, good on you.
Yeah. Each time there was a break, we got up, we went around, we found a few drinks, we got a bit of pizza or we got a bit of that. Pizza's very high in all of the stuff we've chatted about today. And actually, alcohol is really high in that deuteronium stuff as well. Beautiful.
See, when I started HCG in the first place, I used to go for pizza in my fat days.
Yeah?
Pizza doesn't really turn me on at all.
Yeah, right.
So-
I love a good pizza. I wish I didn't. This is a new program for this body now in the future. The old program for this body's no longer necessary now in the future. Hallelujah and amen.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Interesting.
that was a good session today.
Yeah, so I'll try to put that that video in the things. Let me know
Yeah.
if I forget.
Okay.
And you can do it. I have faith in you, Peter Pan.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.